It had been a huge headline, over the last year or so, and it's kind of calmed down, hasn't got as much attention, but Camden County Presiding Commissioner Ike Skelton officially had his plea hearing on Monday.
Yeah. So 2 felony charges against Commissioner Skelton. Initially charged with felony stealing, and that's a Class D felony, tampering with utility service, that is another Class D felony, and obstructing government operations, that is a Class B misdemeanor. However, his plea deal with the state via a special prosecutor resulted in the dropping of the 2 felony charges, which is huge for Ike Skelton. He pleaded guilty to the Class B misdemeanor of obstructing government operations. In a press release, he referred to the plea as guilty of obstructing illegal government operations, which I thought was funny. After his plea, which was entered on Monday, October the 6th, Skelton was sentenced to a $500 fine in addition to paying the court costs. Skelton called the plea a pragmatic step that allowed county government to move forward, right? Which is basically what it looks exactly like he did. He got rid of the felonies, pled to the misdemeanor, so he's allowed to stay in office and continue. It's going to be interesting to see if this works for him or against him, because I know there are a lot of people that voted for Ike Skelton that agree with what he did here and think this is a win for him. On the other hand, there's a lot of citizens that go, well, we got a guy that did wrong, are they going to vote for him again? So,
well, if at the end of the day, had Ike Skelton done anything with the intent they initially tried to charge him with, they would have absolutely not offered a plea deal to his defense attorney, Kim Benjamin of Kansas City, who did a great job. I spoke with her Monday at the courthouse, and of course we talked about that pled down. He also went on to thank, this is Presiding Commissioner Ike Skelton, Special Prosecutor Nicholas Komarinsky, and Judge Aaron Martin, thanked them for their eagerness to bring this to a close. And so it was the prosecution that brought the plea agreement and notified the judge on August 16th that they would like to delay the proceedings to give Ike the time to get those pre-plea agreement requirements done. I think that's important because had they thought they had grounds to charge him with a felony, there's no way they would have offered him to plea that down. And so at the end of this, without a felony, the ordinance in Camden County still stands that you're not allowed in Camden County to have flock license plate readers. That was interesting to me. And both attorney, Kim Benjamin and Skelton, never feared being charged with a felony, because had they ever feared that, or that the ability for Commissioner Skelton to still represent the people of Camden County would have been taken away with a plea deal, they would have 1,000% taken this to trial and felt confident in the outcome. And he is eager, and he said, I will always stand up for our citizens and their constitutionally protected freedoms and liberties. And that's exactly what he felt like he was doing. He did it, and he did get a misdemeanor, some community service, but this is now behind him.
Yeah. And one thing you can say about Ike, whether you like him or not, is that he is a guy of action. He believed that much that was, infringing on people's rights, and he went out and he did so. He had to pay a price. It cost him, a year of all this rigmarole and everything. And again, it'll be interesting to see if that works in his favor. But hopefully, again, this is something that will go away, because this has been a problem in Camden County. It's just been something that the commissioners and the prosecutor and everybody's been having to deal with for the last couple of years. And now hopefully it's done and gone away, and they can get back to, more of the day-to-day stuff and keep things moving smoothly, hopefully.